In our series, Unifying America, we are recognizing efforts to right injustices and bring communities together. Pricey Manhattan Beach, California is now grappling with a very complicated racial history. Nearly 100 years ago, a black family owned a prosperous resort there, catering to people of color until the city used a legal tactic to seize their land and then just drive them out. As Carter Evans shows us, a plan is being unveiled today that could return the land to the family's descendants.
Manhattan Beach is a favorite for seeking a spot on the sand or a stroll on the Strand, where homes can sell for upwards of $20 million. But it looked a lot more like this in 1912 when Willa and Charles Bruce bought an ocean view lot for around $1,200. They were among the city's first black landowners.
They had the bathhouse here and the dining hall.
Dwayne Shepard is the family historian. He says the LA County Lifeguard headquarters now stands where Willa built Bruce's Lodge. It became a popular destination for the black community when segregation kept them off most beaches.
So people weren't supposed to cross this to go to the beach?
They had to walk a half mile in either direction before they could get into the water.
Barricades were built, tires were slashed, and one real estate agent even admitted he was trying to end the, quote, Negro invasion.
There was a chapter of the Ku Klux Klan. They started harassing my family around 1920. They burned a cross. They threw burning mattresses under the porch of one of the buildings.
Here were some black lives, and they didn't matter 100 years ago, but I think they matter now.
The resort was right here.
It was right here.
LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn first learned what the Bruces endured when the Black Lives Matter movement sparked conversations about racism and income inequities.
I never knew that we had a story right here in Manhattan Beach of an African-American family that literally had their property stolen from them.
City leaders ultimately used eminent domain to shut down the Bruces' thriving business and make way for a park. It's a legal maneuver city and county leaders now confirm was racially motivated.
These people were terrorized and kicked out of a community where they were trying to live peacefully.
It really was an injustice to their whole family.
Generations.
Generations, who surely would have been millionaires today if that beachfront property had remained in the family.
Over the last century, the city has grown and prospered, but it ruled out reparations to the family for lost income.
That would be considered an illegal gift of public funds.
Manhattan Beach Mayor Suzanne Hadley says the council did authorize spending $350,000 on art to commemorate the family, and this week voted to acknowledge and condemn what happened, but chose not to offer an official apology.
It's awful. It's wrong. We're not that community now. I wouldn't live here if we were a racist community, and my friends and neighbors would not live here as well.
Last month, a group calling itself Concerned Citizens of Manhattan Beach even took out an ad in a local paper claiming some are trying to create a racist problem where there is none.
Do you think Manhattan Beach is a racist community?
So we are less than 1% African American. That defines racism to me.
For some 20 years, Melissa Clinton raised her kids in Manhattan Beach. Back in 2015, at 2 in the morning, someone threw a burning tire at the family's front door. They escaped unhurt, but the trauma remains.
What it reminded me is that things haven't changed that much. That terror is still real. People who look like me are terrorized. We aren't entitled to the comfort of security.
Her neighbors rallied around her, so the family stayed, but Clinton wonders what the city would look like today if Bruce's Beach had not been shut down.
This community might be teeming with black folks if we had not destroyed that family. It changed the trajectory, not only of their lives and their offsprings, but of this community.
To help usher in change, Supervisor Hahn teamed up with state legislators to propose giving the property back to the Bruce's descendants. The county would then lease the land back from the Bruces, creating income for the family.
I think it's a moment for Manhattan Beach. I think it's a moment for LA County that we could maybe be a model for the rest of the country.
Did you ever think about what Willa and Charles would have thought of all this?
Oh, they would have loved it. I'm sure they're proud of us right now for fighting to get that back.
We're all proud of you after hearing that story. There was Carter Evans reporting. I mean, I love Melissa where she said, you know, a burning tire was thrown through the home. That doesn't actually say welcome to the neighborhood. But the other neighbors did rally, and the fact that they want to rectify it and make it better and correct it says a lot about that community.
Everybody can agree that the burning tire is a problem, but more people need to agree that the historical wealth gap is a problem.
Yes.
And that goes back to
You've talked
property.
about that.
Property is wealth,
Yeah.
and it cushions your life for generations.
And this is an example of that.